I am in July 2018 swimming the English Channel, and it's going to be a grueling 13 miles across the Channel from England to France. It's in about 13 degrees water, with no wetsuit, standing across the side of a safety boat. But I'm hoping to do this for an amazing, great cause, the Prerana project. I think it all really began with me when I was quite young, from the age of about 7, 8 years old. I think it was actually my first trip out to Delhi. I was sitting in a car with my parents and a little girl came and knocked on the window, and she looked really dishevelled and unkempt, and she had a baby on her, holding her sister on the side. And I just realised that my heart sank at that point, that actually, why is my life any different to hers? Just because of the geographical location we were born in, the family that we were born into, I knew I had to make a difference. So it started at that point by raising a few £1,000s or £100 for giving up chocolate, sweets and fizzy drinks. And then I knew that I wanted to make a real impact, and something very close to my heart was the child trafficking. The idea that children could be exposed to such awful surroundings and situations at such a young age, which is why I ran the London Marathon in a few years ago, 2015, and now supporting the Prerana project. I couldn't even describe, I don't think, in a few minutes, my emotions today. I think saddened, elated to a certain extent, because you can see the children's really growth in the home. But I think kind of to start with, when we first entered the home, I was a bit nervous, but the children were so welcoming, and I could see that they had made so much development. Having studied child development at university, you could see that they were so at home. They were so happy. They were like, they wanted to be there, and every single child I spoke to had a different passion and something that they wanted to be. I spoke to one girl and she said, I want to be a nurse, and the other one was like, I want to be a social worker. And the things that have happened in their life don't determine what they want to be in the future. And I think it goes back to that idea of bringing out a bright future in every child, because you could genuinely see that. And going to the red light district and going actually into the brothel, it actually brought me to tears, because you could see when you went in, there was like 3 beds, and you could see the mothers on top of the beds, and you'd know underneath that the children would potentially have to sleep there if the night Priti and the team hadn't done such a great job at the night centre. And I could just see when they came over to us, the mother was saying hello, and there was bruises over her arms, and you just know that this place is really having such an impact. So at some points it was high and some points were low, but you know that what I'm doing and the hard work and the training, the hours and hours of training, I know it's going to a great cause. The work that we're going to do together is hopefully all of the kind of the funds that I raise from the Channel Swim could really impact these children, and not just the children themselves, which I've noticed today, it's also the mothers. The mothers, when you go into those brothels, they are so happy to see the people here. They're so happy to see the social workers, because it's not just the children, it's the mothers, and it's a generational effect and a community effect, which is what they're really doing here. And even in a few years, we were talking about some of the stories and how before you couldn't even go into the brothels, and even like safe sex, like things like that, those stereotypes and those ideas and communities that have changed already is massive over a couple of years. So hopefully the funds that is kind of going towards this project and the help and support I could provide, that will be generations, years and years to come as well. Life-changing, I think that's the word I could describe today. It was absolutely life-changing. For rights, dignity and choices.